Does it ever happen to you that you like want to show your favorite K-pop group or whatever group, doesn't have to be K-pop, your favorite music to someone else and they just like put it into YouTube and what comes up first is like, it's the most popular thing, it's the most mainstream thing, it's the thing that everyone knows, but it's not really what you would want them to see first, or it's not really what you think like shows the artist's full capabilities. That happens to me a lot with BTS, and as someone who actually does reaction videos, when I first listen to a new group and I don't know anything about them, I always filter for what has the most views, because that is what the mainstream public, like the general public, most likely knows about that group. But is that really what is the best? Probably not. Like often it's something that just went viral, or it's just something that's really poppy and like has little substance, because you know, deep songs are kind of harder to really hit the mainstream than it is with like bubblegum pop or something like that. That is actually why I'm doing today's video, because I thought, as a huge BTS fan, and I've seen all of the videos so often, I thought I am gonna rank the top 15 most popular BTS music videos by my personal taste as a BTS fan of many years. And I wanna see where exactly the top 3, top 5, how exactly will they end up in the ranking of an actual fan? And of course, this is totally subjective and your ranking might be completely different. Feel free to let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, but here are mine. There's like the songs that the mainstream public or just casual listeners kind of connect with the artist. And then there's the songs that you feel like the fandom prefers. And then sometimes I'm in the middle and I'm like, I'm not particularly into these that much. And those... So yeah, let's talk about that. Alright, so I prepared YouTube. You all hopefully know what YouTube is, because otherwise, how are you watching this? Anyways, BTS music video. We are gonna filter for view count. Let's be honest, the view count is just what is most likely to reach the mainstream public, because that's how algorithms work. What is most liked and what is most seen is what ends up being seen by other people, because the algorithm will recommend it to other people and it's gonna end up in trending. And I mean, we all know how the internet works, right? I'm gonna be doing the top 15 because top 10 is just gonna make the list look very empty. So top 15 it is. We've got Boy With Love, DNA, Dynamite, Mic Drop, Idol, Fake Love, Blood, Sweat and Tears, Fire, Dope, Ice Cream, which is one of their most popular songs. Just kidding. Butter, Save Me, Not Today, EXO's Love Shot, because that is also a very popular BTS music video. Spring Day, Lisa's Money. I haven't even seen that yet and I'm a blank. On, and yes, I know there's another music video for On, which is probably more of a music video in the traditional sense, but I'll be honest, I like this one better and it is in the top 15, so the numbers don't lie. And we've got lastly Permission to Dance, which is also their most recent. And with that, let us start ranking. Little disclaimer in the beginning, I'm gonna be ranking the work in general from my overall impression. I already prepared a little tier list, but I'm quickly gonna be changing up the ranks just a little, so it makes more sense like why I would put what into which category, you know. S, obviously, masterpiece. And we're gonna go with A, iconic. I did think about that. I was actually like, what word I'm gonna put there? Iconic, iconic works. Guilty pleasure. I'm totally gonna be spelling that wrong. Oh, please don't let me spell it wrong. Ambiguous? Is that correct? One of these words that I use very often in my head, but I never actually spell them out. And lastly, for the D rank, I'm gonna go with I'm sorry, because something just has to be the last rank. I made this rank here with one specific song in mind. I'm not sure, is it gonna come up? I've already forgotten which songs are gonna be coming up. We'll see. I think it's gonna make sense anyways, because there is just some songs that I actually think like are actual masterpieces if I listen to them, like really listen to them, or like if I really look at the video from the standpoint of me having been a movie student and knowing what goes into the video, but at the same time, I don't listen to it and I don't watch it. So it's like, I know that objectively it's really, really good, but subjectively, I'm not really drawn to it. And then of course, I'm sorry, like something just has to be the last rank, and I'm sorry. worry. Like, I'm sure that whatever I put in here is gonna be someone's favorite. And that's great because tastes are different. And it's great if everything has someone that thinks it's the most amazing work in the world, but that someone isn't me. All right, Save Me just really wants to go first, but that's actually incorrect. I think it comes here. All right, so all the groundwork has been laid. Let me start with my unpopular opinions. Now, I'm a really, really big BTS fan. I'm just gonna be putting that right here again. I'm a huge BTS fan. I've seen all of these videos several times, except for one. Whatever, I love them, I love their work, and I admire them so much. They've changed my life in a lot of ways, but still, I'm a human with opinions. I have a taste, which is subjective, and no matter who makes these videos and no matter who sings these songs, I am still a human with taste, and that does not change that I respect and love them. It's just my music taste. Alright, so we are starting out with Boy With Love. Alright, ooh, actually this is something really interesting that I've noticed. Like the first three of them, I'm seeing a vibe here. I'm seeing an aesthetic that I feel like the general public is just really drawn to. Of course, most of these are later into their career than some other stuff on here, but also I'm seeing the very happy, bubblegum poppy, mainstream friendly, radio friendly vibe going on in these top three in particular. So Boy With Love, I might be shuffling that stuff around later on, but for now, I think I'm gonna be putting this into Guilty Pleasure. When I first heard this song, I was actually on an airport going, I think, to the Blackpink concert. Do these timelines match up? I think I was on my way to the Blackpink concert and I would be going to a BTS concert like a week or so later. Is that possible? Maybe I was on my way to somewhere. Oh, was it TwitchCon? It was probably TwitchCon. I was on the airport going somewhere and the album dropped while I was on the airport and I actually logged into the airport Wi-Fi even though I'm usually like, oh, security. Yeah, I logged on the airport Wi-Fi to actually download the entire album. When I first heard it, I was kind of, it was very bubblegum poppy and I wasn't too sure what to think like about the entire album, to be honest. I very rarely listen to entire albums at once, which is because all of these songs just kind of go together and become this big mush of I don't really know what to think about it yet. Yeah, in the beginning I thought this was a bit too happy for me, a bit too little substance, but it actually really grew on me and I have very fond memories with this tune in my head, going to all these BTS concerts and seeing them perform it live, having so much fun. And I love the little thing that they do in the concerts when this song starts up, where they walk up to the stage in the order in which they joined the group. That warms my heart, and this is a guilty pleasure song for me. I actually listen to it casually every now and then, and it actually does lift up my mood. So I guess guilty pleasure it is for now. Maybe I'll change it later. All right, next up, DNA, and we're really just staying on that same train. All right, so DNA was their most watched music video when I got into BTS, and it was one of the first that I saw. I remember actually before I got into BTS officially, my boyfriend at the time tried to get me into BTS several times. Like my first ever music video that I saw of BTS was Blood, Sweat and Tears, but he later also showed me DNA, and I was still like, I don't know what to do with this. I don't really care for it. And I remember the first time I saw it very, very darkly because I wasn't interested in BTS yet. I was just like, these are very pretty boys, but also I'm kind of weirded out by all of this flashy colors and all of this happiness and this language that I don't know. When I listen to DNA, it sometimes triggers a certain nostalgia, but not as much as Boy With Love. And I think it's actually a good song. It's a happy song. It gives you a certain type of energy, but also I barely ever listen to it. I think I'm gonna put it onto guilty pleasure because I don't think it deserves to go onto either of these because these are songs, it doesn't quite fit. You're gonna see why later if I don't actually end up shuffling it into there later on. But I think, yes, it's kind of a guilty pleasure song. I sometimes listen to it, not very often. I think it's good. The choreo is one of their best ones from a technical standpoint I've heard, and it's really hard. And the live performances go great, but something about it, the styling is very casual, and that's something very weird to get hung up on. The styling is very casual, and sometimes I feel like, I don't know, I like their other more interesting stylings more. That's really weird. Also, the green screen used in this music video doesn't work out perfectly at all times. It has its moments. It's not one of my favorites, I think. Dynamite! I actually reacted to this on this channel. I don't remember what my reaction was entirely anymore. Dynamite has this very special place in my heart where it's one of my mom's favorite BTS songs, and I think she really likes it and she listens to it a lot. Also, it was the first song where I really would constantly hear it on German radio, which was crazy for me because when I got into BTS, people would be like, Korean music? I never heard BTS on the radio for years. So it was crazy that basically every time I sat into the car with my parents, this song would come up at some point. And it still does. Like, it's been so long and it still comes up pretty frequently, which is awesome. It has probably catapulted BTS so far out of my reach for getting concert tickets in the future. I kind of despise it for that, to be honest. This song is not my thing. I feel like I might actually be putting this one into here because it has done a lot for BTS and it does trigger a certain nostalgia with it because there's just certain songs that, I don't know, like you hear very often and you just kind of connect it with a certain happy time in your life. And I connect this song with me starting with university and being so full of, you know, motivation for something new. I never listened to this song casually. I don't think I have ever once listened to this song casually, to be honest. It comes up on the radio all the time. I've seen so many performances with it. The nostalgia comes from seeing them live or hearing them on the radio, and it's all happy moments for me. But I actually don't think I ever didn't skip it on my playlist. Like, it is on my playlist. I think it's even on there twice, but I don't ever listen to it. It's not my cup of tea, I think. I think it's like a decent song. It's just not really for me, I think. I enjoy it when it comes on and I cannot do anything about it being on, then I vibe with it, but I wouldn't put it on myself. Yeah, I think that's about what I can say about this. Mic drop! Ooh, mic drop. I'm kind of torn. I put it here for now, but maybe I will change it while I'm talking. Okay. So, mic drop. Mic drop was from when I started getting into BTS. One of these songs that I heard for the first time and I was like, instantly, I love this. It's so good. One thing that I dislike about the video, which is also why it might stay on iconic, is that the video isn't the full version of the remix. I listened to both the remix and the original version, and sometimes even the other remix with some rapper whose name I've forgotten. I like all of them. The thing is that the best version for me personally is, of course, the full-on remix with the dance breaks because, it's just so full of energy, and you know what? I'm gonna be putting this into Masterpiece, I don't care. The styling is awesome. The music video, I have seen this music video so often. I think it's really, really good. It has all the right vibes. I love it. The raps are fire. I especially love the beginning with J-Hope and Suga. Awesome, great. I love the bridge in the end. It's just overall great. The performances of it are awesome. The choreo is awesome. Everything about it is amazing and I love it. Idol. This was actually the most recent release. Like, they released this and shortly after I became an ARMY. Like, I had heard about them before. I wasn't into them before and I didn't really keep up with them before. So this was their most recent music video when I became an ARMY. I think I'm gonna be putting this onto iconic because I think it is iconic. These suits alone, like the styling, you instantly know where it belongs to. The music video is total chaos, but it's a good kind of chaos. It's really creative. It's full of symbolism. I love how they go back to their Korean roots. They have some amazing, amazing, amazing performances with this, and the choreo is really captivating, especially these air kicks. There's so many good performances they did with this. It's iconic. It's straight up iconic. Fake Love is going straight onto Masterpiece. This was also one of the first songs that I heard of them. This was actually the first song that I showed my parents because yes, when I got into BTS, I straight up, I think after 2 days, I was like, Mom, Dad, you have to see this. And I showed them the comeback stage of Fake Love. I love the entire concept that they did. This dark and dangerous and full of symbolism, and oh my god, I loved it. Everything. The styling was great. The music video in particular isn't my absolute favorite. It's great, and after this little intermission when the music comes back on, I get goosebumps every time. It's been years, I still get goosebumps. But I think they have some better music videos, a little bit. And also they have some performances, some VCRs and performances where I feel like if they worked that into the music video, it might have been even better. That being said, the music video also goes deep into their lore, and it had to be the way that it was to fit the lore, and I respect that. Also, the choreo, hands down one of my absolute favorites. It's captivating, it is beautiful, it is storytelling. It really tells a full-on story. I love it. The lyrics hurt me deep inside when I first read them. Fake Love is one of my absolute favorites, and I love it so much. It's like one of my favorite songs ever. And from one favorite to another, Blood, Sweat and Tears, going straight on to Masterpiece, the first song that I've ever heard from BTS, and also 2 years later turned into the song that got me into them. Because way later, after my boyfriend at the time had tried several times to get me to BTS, I heard it in the background of a Twitch stream. And I actually downloaded Shazam to figure out what the hell this song was because it was so good. And it was Blood, Sweat and Tears, and damn, like this is straight up a masterpiece. Probably my favorite song ever. I don't know, it's so hard because they have so many songs and then there's so many other songs in the world as well, but I think this song is a straight up masterpiece. Whenever I actually listen to it, like really listen and concentrate, I am blown away by the production on this song. The concept is straight triple S tier, so amazing. Like the styling, the concept, the symbolism, the colors, the way that they shot the video, I love all about it. It is amazing, hands down, great masterpiece. It's staying there, exactly there. Fire! Oof. I think iconic. It is one of the earlier music videos and you see that in the budget. That being said, it's a great music video in certain senses. I love when the car drops down and they're all like, oh. I love the beginning with Suga, it's great. I love, of course, the one part that everyone instantly thinks about when they think about this music video. That part in the choreo is amazing. In general, the performances of this song are great. Also, that part where they're ironing each other, iconic, just pure iconic, great. I think this is one of the songs that really made BTS. It's just full on great. But I do have to say, this Jin style is like, I feel like the fandom's favorite and I never really got it. I feel like Jin suits so many colors great, but I don't think blonde is one of them. Roast me down below in the comments. And we're going on to Dope, which is kind of in the same realm of being a lot older than a lot of the other stuff that's on here, and I'm gonna be putting it into iconic as well. It is a great song, and I just realized I didn't really talk about the song with Fire a lot. So with Fire, I'm just gonna quickly say, I don't listen to Fire super often, but I listen to the end of Fire very often. Like whenever it comes on my shuffle, I just skip to like the ending where we go, and I listen to that part and it's great. And then Dope, I actually often skip. I feel like Dope is a live performance song. I've seen it performed live very often and it's always an amazing time. It gets the crowd so hyped, it's great. I feel like the music video as well is very, very fun with them going into all these different professions, and the choreo on this one is so good. Honestly, I love the music video and the performances. It's not like my favorite music video ever, but again, this is kind of a budget issue, but I think the choreo really, really shines in this video. That being said, I just don't find myself listening to the song on its own so often. Kind of like Fire, it's more of a live song. They do have a couple of these songs that I like great to listen to. They get you hyped, probably for working out, also very awesome. But then for just very casual listening, it just doesn't feel the same, especially when you know how it feels to hear them live. And we're going on to Butter. I am actually, and I'm shocked at myself for this, I didn't sort these previously. And for a second, I considered putting it onto Masterpiece. I'm a bit torn. I will put it on Iconic. Here's the thing, when I first listened to Butter, and I also have a reaction up of me listening to it and seeing it for the first time ever, I wasn't too sure about it, but after a week or so, this song grew on me incredibly. It's, I have to say, one of my favorites probably, which is weird because I never thought it would become one of my favorites. The first 20 seconds I'm not too much into, but with the second, when I look in the mirror, it just becomes straight up gold. It is so good. Like the music, just the audio, incredible. I don't know what it is about it, but it gets me full of energy, it gets me very happy, and it has this very interesting thing where it just feels like coming home listening to the song. Great, I love it. I get goosebumps almost every time I listen to it, and I don't know why, because it's not a goosebump song, but it just happens. That being said, the music video, I don't know. I feel like, actually, and I could make an entire video on just the Butter promotions. They have several performances that they made during Corona when they couldn't be there in person, so they filmed them. And they have several pre-recorded performances that I think would make better music videos than the actual music video, which is also the reason why I put it into Iconic and not into Masterpiece. Also because I feel like there is a certain distance between Butter and the other things that are in Masterpiece. But it is really, really good. I never thought that this song would grow on me like this, but it did. And honestly, I could make an entire video about Butter because this is such a special case. I don't know what this song is doing to me, but it's doing something. All right, Save Me. I am sorry. I feel like Save Me, that is actually one of the reasons why I said in the beginning there is fandom favorites. I feel like Save Me is one of the favorite songs of at least 60 to 70% of the BTS fandom. Like, everyone names it as one of their favorites. I don't know what it is about it. First up, the music video. I was a movie student. I know how hard it must have been to film this because this is a one take. They did all of that entire video in one shot, and that is a great feat, and that is awesome that they did that. At the same time, the desaturated kind of blue-green tinted style, I'm not very into. I find the location to be very boring, even though I know that it kind of makes sense to film there because a lot of their lore is shot in similar places. The styling as well, it's very casual, kind of like DNA. It's very uninteresting, but at the same time, it kind of makes sense. The choreo is great. The synchronization that they sometimes have when they're dancing, this is honestly not even human. It's amazing. And actually, this song actually had Radar I Need You in mind when I made this tier, but I Need You actually didn't come up. That being said, there is certain songs I think, like when I really listen to them and concentrate on them, I do think that the production is a masterpiece. I Need You comes to mind for me there. I Need You is incredible. When I really listen to it, I'm like blown away by just how good this song is. But I just don't really listen to it very often. Barely ever, to be honest. But it is, I do think it's a masterpiece, objectively. I just don't listen to it. And I think Save Me falls into a similar category where I think it's a very good song. And I know objectively that the music video is very good, and when I actually watch it, I do enjoy it because it is one shot, the choreo is very good, and the way that they play with the camera in this, especially Jimin, it's very fun to watch actually, but still, I can't see myself. It's not a guilty pleasure, it just isn't, because a guilty pleasure kind of involves it being a somewhat regular thing that you actually listen to. I feel like when Boy With Love, for example, comes on, I'm like, all right, okay, let's listen to it actually. And when Save Me comes on, I just skip it. And I think it's a good song. I really, truly think it is. I was actually both with Dynamite and with this one considering putting it into Sorry, and with Dynamite, on a personal level, I want to kind of put it down there, but there's too much nostalgia and things around the song really glued to the music video and the song, so I just can't. All right, not today. Straight up Iconic. Kind of want to put it into Masterpiece, but there is too much distance, I think, to the other ones in there. Kind of like Butter. I kind of want to do like a tier in between, but I wouldn't know what to name it, so Iconic it is. I think Not Today is an amazing song, and the music video is, I think, one of their best. The colors, the styling, the shots are incredible. There's like some visual stuff in there where I'm just blown away by how good it is. The choreo is awesome. Seeing this one live is incredible. I know that a lot of people actually aren't into Not Today. I can see how it might be too heavy and loud for some people, but I think it's just all around incredible. I think it's really, really good. Like, the music video is great, the vocals and the raps are great, the styling is great, the choreo is great, the performances are great. It has so much energy to it. It's edgy, but in a very good way. It's memorable. I love it. Spring Day. Oh. This is... do I put it into Masterpiece? I'll put it into Masterpiece. Okay, this one is kind of a hard one because I love Spring Day, and this is one of the very few kind of ballady, sad, melodic songs that I actually regularly listen to. I don't listen to it anywhere close as often as these ones, but Spring Day is incredible in that one, and that kind of doesn't work with what we're seeing here, so let's just forget about it for a second. It's very iconic. I know that doesn't make sense right here. Stick with me. I feel like a lot of the looks and locations in that music video are something that you see, and as an army you straight up know where it belongs, and it's just very iconic. Like, I have several pins with just imagery from this music video, and it's just very cohesive. It is very storytelling. The music video has great symbolism, and I think like symbolism goes for most of BTS's music videos, that they have a lot of storytelling and hidden meanings in their music videos, but I think this one especially is a little bit of a masterpiece in storytelling. It's very interesting when you go deeper into it. It also has like this entire other meaning attached to it that I'm not going to get into here because that would make this entire thing too long. That being said, it's a beautiful song. I especially love the longer version that's in the music video, where it just goes on for a little bit longer. A lot of people actually say that the remix is that version, but I just think that the music video version of this song, where it goes a little bit longer, is like perfection. The choreo is very pretty and also does a lot of storytelling. It is an incredible song, and it also has been on the charts, I think, ever since it released. I think it's still there. I haven't checked the charts in a while, but I know that a couple of months ago it was still on there, even though it released years ago. Like, how long ago? 4 or 5 years ago? It's been a while, and it's still charting, and it never left the charts, which is incredible. And I can see why. I really can. Okay, let us continue. I'm dragging this out way too much. I have so many things to say. I should have done top 10 and not top 15. On! Alright, I am... Oh, this is gonna be controversial. Oh, this is hard. I'm kind of... I'm gonna drop it here for now. Okay, here's the thing. I know a lot of people aren't into On too much. I personally heard it for the first time and I was blown away. I loved it. I am still very salty about not having seen it live because I was preparing. I already had my hotel rooms booked for all of their Europe stops of the tour that never happened, and I am so sad because I think this is a song that is meant to be performed live. This entire album had several songs on there that were just meant for a stadium. I am gonna be putting this onto Masterpiece, and I know a lot of people will probably not agree because this isn't very popular in the fandom, but I love this song. It gives me a ton of energy. I think it has some very iconic lines, and this music video in particular, I know there's another one. This one released first, and this one is the real one for me. Just because it is the one that I got to know the song with. It's the one that I prefer, and it's the one that just fits the song better in my personal opinion, and it also is the one that is in the top 15. So that works out for me. I do love this music video. It is an incredible showcase of what they can do, especially after having kind of broken into the US market at this point already. I was so glad that they got to show this to a broader audience, and I am so sad that this song and this album has really been robbed of what it should have become. Because they started promoting this and then Corona hit, and that was it. Like, it just stopped in the middle of promotions. Like, in the beginning of promotions, it could have been such a big thing. I think that this could have been one of the biggest songs ever. I mean, it is one of their biggest songs ever, but you know what I mean, like way bigger. I could have seen this actually rise to the top 5, even though they released 2 music videos, and for both of them, they didn't say this is the thing. So that a lot of people who stream, I don't personally stream, but I know that a lot of people like really put effort into trying to reach records or something. But this is mostly organic because like most of the people thought that this was just a preview kind of thing. And honestly, I love this so much. It's, as said, an incredible showcase of like their talents, vocal, rap, performance, choreo, it's got it all, it's great, it's iconic, and I'm gonna be putting it into masterpiece, even though I think there is a certain distance. It is also kind of in between the ranks, but I think it tends further into masterpiece. And last but not least, maybe least, okay, Permission to Dance. I made this for you. I am sorry. I watched this music video once. Where do I even start? The last song that released before Permission to Dance was Butter, and as said, the first time I listened to Butter, I wasn't too into it, but it very, very quickly grew on me, and it became this super iconic thing to me. Like, honestly, it kind of shaped several weeks of my life. The promotions around it were great and everything, and Permission to Dance, I don't know. I have a hard time finding something that I like about this song. I am very sorry. I know there's people that love it. What I like about it is that it is very inclusive in the way that it has sign language in the choreo, which I find super wholesome and great. That being said, I listened to the song once and I just didn't like it. It didn't do anything for me. I didn't want to put it on a playlist. I didn't even want to listen to it another time, even though usually when the music video drops from BTS, I usually always watch it several times when something drops. This one, I just didn't feel like listening to it again. And I saw several videos from other YouTubers also out of the K-pop sphere of YouTube. Like, for example, D'Angelo Wallace talked about this song and video in particular, and I found myself agreeing with a lot of stuff that they said, just because it didn't do anything for me. And we have to say that this is not a title track. This is a B-side of Butter that they just happened to also make a music video for. But there were a lot of things about it that kind of felt rushed to me. It felt over-polished to me, that didn't feel BTS to me. And that is weird to say, because even just the songs that we see on here, there isn't one BTS in that sense. BTS is so much. They have so many different styles and genres that they go into. They are true artists that really try out a lot of things. But this one just wasn't for me. Even to the point, and I've never had that happen before with BTS, that this is hard to say. I actually started watching a lot of their performances. Like, when they would perform and promote the song, I would start watching the videos, and after like 30 seconds or so, I would just be like, screw this. I love them and I respect them, but I just didn't have it in me to finish the performances because I just couldn't enjoy it. And it's very weird, but the song didn't do anything for me. The choreo didn't do anything for me. I said I liked the part with the sign language, but it's not captivating to me. The music video, I don't know, it didn't have anything memorable for me. It didn't have anything particularly enjoyable for me. It felt like a fun little side project to like watch once, but it didn't give me anything to want to watch it again or want to listen to it again. I have never ever listened to this one casually. I don't even have it downloaded on my phone, I believe. I don't know, it lacks something that makes me want to see or hear it again, which is why it is on I'm Sorry. I know that they at least said that they enjoyed making this, and that's great for them, but it just wasn't for me. Alright, this turned out way longer than I thought it would. I thought this would be a fun 10-minute video, but damn, I had a lot of things to say. I have been filming this for 50 minutes now. God damn. This was very fun to make though, and I hope that I didn't offend anyone with my opinions. Again, this is very subjective. This is not really based on any scientific research or whatever. This is just really me giving my personal overall impressions with the top 15 music videos of BTS, because that is just something that has really stuck out to me several times already. How the stuff that the public knows most about certain groups is often very different from what the average fan loves and wants to share with the world the most from that group. Do feel free to let me know down below in the comments your thoughts, your own opinions, your own ranking if you want to. I'd be very interested in seeing how we might differ and how we might align with each other. Also, if you're not a BTS fan, of course, I would love to know your opinions as a casual listener. Very interested. Also, this is my subjective opinion today. Maybe tomorrow or yesterday I would have ranked them completely differently. I just sat down and did this. So the way that I ranked this is very spontaneous and subjective and just my mood today. So it might have been different on another day, but do feel free to politely roast me down below in the comments with your own opinions. As long as you're polite, I'm cool with it. Anyways, I just thought that this would be very, very fun to see also for someone else. I've gotten really into watching tier list videos, even from things that I have no clue about. It's a very interesting thing to kind of have running while you're having your lunch or something and just kind of, you know, hear someone else's perspective about a lot of things at once and see how their opinion influences where they would rank something. Anyways, too much of an intro. I do hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you would like to see more of this kind of content. For me personally, I love sharing my opinions of stuff and I would love to do more like this. I would definitely love to do more than just a top 15, but this was long enough for today. So thank you very much for watching and I will see you guys around. Bye!